Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome back to Alone in the Dork and episode 2 of Miru. There it is. Now you can see it. This has been really fun. We started off pretty well with the exception of food. We are slowly starving to death, but we have some really good items we found. We're slowly exploring the map. I put some emojis on the map, which look ridiculous. I wish I could really hand draw these things. But nonetheless, let's just jump into this and get going and see what trouble we can get into. Okay. All right, let's see. We are on day 4. Okay, so it's dawn. No enemies in our space. Mark the calendar. We are on, again, to day 4. Just moving on up the calendar. Reset solar items. We haven't used it yet, which is probably a good thing. Manage inventory. We currently have our shield that we found as a T7 shield that we found discarded somewhere. And we have a solar taser that we found in this creepy office space that had people in pods. And we left after the creepy robot entity deity was speaking to us. And we got scared. Oh, we also had a dream about our brother. That wasn't fun. Let's keep on moving. All right, let's see where we get off to today. 5. We're in a desert. I should have picked our direction first. But let's put us over here in this little garbagey corner. Down here. This is where the desert's going to be. Hello, desert. Let's roll some dice and see what we find in the desert. Ugh. This is a new terrain type, so let's see what we can get into here. The pavements of the past have destroyed this area. Without the tree cover, the sun damaged what little nature remained. The heavens are open and the sun beams down with glee. This is a place only lizards would find enjoyable to be in. I'm pale and tragic. I definitely would not like it here. Okay. So here we go. Let's roll the 2d6 and see what happens. That is a 9. Ooh, no ruins. We typically get ruins, but we have encounters. We roll a d6. Oh, if it's cocked, it re-rolls. So that was a 3. Watching out for the heat of the sun and for all other things trying to kill you. That sounds great. Let's see what this encounter is. Uh-oh, I see a mountain lion here. This isn't going to be good. After spending all day in the sun, yuck, you find a rusty car in the shade to sit in and cool off. Just as you get comfortable, you hear a low growl from the back seat. You turn around and see a large mountain lion swipe at your face. That sucks. Okay, I think we mark encounters as well. This is called Rest for the Wicked. That's cute. I like the little titles as well. All right, we got us a mountain lion to deal with. So this is our first combat. Let's see what it has. 14 health. Now remember, we do an attack of 10 on our very first hit. And it's an automatic hit. We don't roll to hit. We just attack. The only thing that's really random in combat is how much damage they do and if we are able to flee. So you can see they have this attack value. I would roll a 1d6. On the roll of a 1 or a 2, they do 2 points of damage. I would block all of that because I have a defense of 4. On the roll of a 3 or 4, they would do 6 points of damage. On the roll of a 5 or 6, they do 8. Beyond that, their defense is a 1, so they only subtract 1 point of damage each time I hit them. So if I did choose to attack them, I would do 10 points with my taser, and they would only subtract 1, so I would do 9 points of damage to it. But after I use my taser, my base attack value is 1, and I would not be able to hurt this thing. So I think I need to immediately run away. Okay, so let's get out of here. So the steps of combat go as follows. Step 1 is the enemy's turn. They go first. So pretty much damage, or at least an attack, is always guaranteed. And then I get to go, and I can choose an action, which is typically running. So we can do a basic attack, we can do a tech skill, which I don't have any tech skills currently, or escape. To escape, it is a -2 energy, which my energy is currently 20, and then I roll a 1d6. I escape if I roll above the enemy's escape value. And I think its escape value, it is a mountain lion. It's probably a pretty decent escape value. Let's see what that was. Its escape value, ooh, gross. You can see right here, its escape value is a 4. Did it say a roll above? Oh, that's gonna stink. Let's double check that. I have to roll above a 4. I have a 1 in 3 chance. So the odds are it's gonna take me 3 rounds of this thing attacking me before I can run away. but that's what I have to do. So, all right, here, that's what we're doing. So here we go. It's us in this mountain lion, and it goes first. I want to roll low for it and high for me. It goes first. Yay, 1. So it's in the back seat of the car right now, and it just like slashes out at my face. I just quickly recoil. I put my hand up to block myself, and the shield is there, and maybe it's like kind of like one of those like pulse shields or something like that. So it just stops it, because it only did, on the roll of a 1 or a 2, it does 2 points of damage. My defense is a 4, so it just blocks it. So I am just trying to get out of this car. So I want to, now it is my turn, and I want to roll a 5 or a 6, and I am running away, hoping that this thing is maybe protecting its young in the back and isn't going to give chase. Oh, 1. Shoot. So I don't get away, and that cost me 2 energy. It's its turn. Here it goes. All right. 3. I think this is just going to be a little bit of damage to me. Again, it does 6 points of damage. My defense is currently 4, so it just did 2 points of damage. So I'm trying to get out the door, and maybe like I get caught on the like the door handle, and the thing just kind of just rakes across my back. Again, I'm going to try to run away. I could die right here. And also I'm starving to death. Not fun place, the desert. So let's see what I can do here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Hi. God dang it. So I rip my sleeve, and the thing bounds out of the car after me. It is incredibly territorial and maybe hungry. I don't have any power bars for it, that's for sure. Ouch. That is not what I wanted. So it just did 8 points of damage. I blocked 4. And it jumps on me, and I fall to my back, and it just starts tearing and shredding at my face. I can barely get the shield up in time to protect myself. And let's see if I can able to get out of this. Come on. God dang it. This is not going well. And that was another 2 energy. All right, and we're back to it. So it is not letting up, and it's just thrashing and tearing at me, and still, it does another 2 points of damage, because it did a total of 6, and I blocked 4. Whew. Halfway dead already. Spending more energy. Now the math is on my side. Statistically, I should make a freaking roll. 5 or 6. Yay. So it's just tearing at me, and I remember my last one, I was able to block a little bit with the shield, and what I decided to do is I start pushing it away with the shield. I get my feet under it and shove it really hard, and then I take off running. I don't even look back. And thankfully, when I finally do look back, like a mile later, it is not to be seen. I got pretty excited with that. I don't know if I was keeping track for that last roll that I made. So I'm going to put me at 13. So I'm going to spend 1, because either I did spend the 2 and I just hurt myself by 1, or I didn't spend it, so I just only cheated by 1 point. That seems fair. So yuck, that wasn't fun. And I am hurting now. I could use that healing kit that I read about earlier, or some freaking food. Let's get some rest here and see how the rest of the day goes. But first, I gotta update my map with a car. And I think the thing still lives there. Okay, and here we go. Now we got the little car here as well. And I'm going to check, because it says wandering monsters. I'm curious if that monster, if I flee, if he still sticks around. So like, why would I want to go back to the desert? It sucks. But let's see what we get here. Oh, wow. You know what I didn't do? So if I escape, I try to roll above, but there's also these success and failures. If I get a success, move to another tile and skip step O. Odd, move to another tile and skip step N. So maybe those are good ones. Those are like eating and sleeping, I think. Failure, even. The enemy has +1 attack during their next turn. Odd, you cannot escape next turn. I didn't do that. So what I'm going to do, to be fair, is I'm going to just say that it got even. So it did extra damage to me. So that's just how I'll do it. So I took 8 points of damage. And then, wow, that stinks. So I did get a success. So let's just roll a dice and see if I get odd or even. I get even. Move to another tile and skip step O. LMNO. Shoot. I think that's the sleep. I would rather skip eating because I can't anyway, as opposed to sleeping because I want to sleep because I want that health returned. But let's see what that is. So I move to another tile. And I don't know if I moved to a new one to like get its terrain or not, but so maybe I've moved back to the forest. Maybe that's what I've done. I've just run back into this forest. And I want to also see if this thing is still alive, if it's still like tracking me. Yeah, so right here in the FAQ, it says, what happens if I leave an enemy behind? It hangs out waiting for me. And it also specifically says, note down how strong it is. And the strength of the enemy is based off of the number of dots, which this one had, I think 2 dots, I believe. Let's double check that real quick. Oh, 3 dots. This was a tough one. So right here, Mountain Lion 3. So I'm just going to leave a little note here. It's not that little of a note. It's pretty darn big, actually. There we go. Lion 3. Okay, so again, I moved back to the forest and I'm skipping step O. So L is eat food, so I didn't do that. Okay. Oh, condition check. So I don't starve for some really weird reason. Okay. I skipped that step. That's what it said. So I run back to the forest and maybe my adrenaline is pumping so much that I don't need, that I'm just happy to be alive. And I feel kind of safe and that doesn't really like make me starve. So I don't have to check my conditions. Okay. Because step in is sleep. Great. Because I need this. Okay, well that was a nice little unexpected happy moment for me. So still not doing great. My back is like slashed up. My face is probably pretty cut up too. My arm is pretty gnawed as well. That was not a good day. But that's what I get for wandering a desert in the southeast. Okay, so I'm currently back in the forest with the building. And I'm going to push northeast. Let's see what we can get. Because I think that's our entire day. Yep. So now we know the gameplay loop. Fight enemies. Thankfully, no. Mark your calendar. Yes, sir. Let's do it. We are on to day 5. Almost been a week. Haven't found a god to kill yet. Reset solar items. Haven't used that yet. I have 10 bits. I wonder if I can like buy a weapon somewhere or freaking find one with some food while I'm at it. Manage inventory. Experience cutscene. Let's go. Day. All right. Moving northeast. 3. That is a mountain. Really like these mountains out here, apparently. All right, so the mountain goes right here. All right, let's see what we find in the mountain. So this little place, like, kind of surrounded by mountains, and maybe that's how we've just been able to survive whatever weird apocalypse has happened. So I'm just kind of pushing through these mountains. But let's see what I get this time. 8. Is that another ruin? I love me some ruins. I love me some mountain ruins. Let's see what we find here. I'm pretty sure it's just a D6. 6. Let's see what we get. Ruin 6. The sun returns. Ooh. Is it the prodigal son? You spend the day hiking through a rocky area. There's little greenery. You spot a baby goat crying, I want to eat it. You look around for its parents, but don't see them. You think they can't be far and pick up the baby goat. It continues to cry as you hike forward. After a mile or so of rough terrain, you hear the cries of a goat family. You set the baby down and it happily skips towards the noises. Some fruit. Okay. Yay. That was nice. I'm sorry I wanted to eat that goat. Well, that was a nice little adventure I just took. And I got some food. Yay. Got me some fruit. After step P, I return here. I'm not going to read it. Hopefully I don't get attacked by like evil satyrs or something like that in the night. Okay, so after step P, I need to come back here. Dusk. Eat some food. Happily. I will eat some fruit. I guess an apple or something like that. And that gives me 1 health and 1 energy. Okay, feeling a little bit better now. 2 energy, excuse me. And and I'm done starving, so my starvation meter has reset. Yay. And after step P, which is move enemies, great. So I can sleep. Fantastic. 3 and 2. Great. Things are looking a little bit better now. So I slept, and then let's see what happens with these goats. As the sun rises the next morning, you see a herd of goats effortlessly climb the side of a steep mountain. A baby goat slowly follows behind. And that's it. That's cute. Yay. I wish there was like a hope stat. That would give me hope. Great. Nice little morning. And let's put a little goat on our map. All right. And here's our little baby goat for our map. Oh, ain't she cute? There we go. Got a little goat. Okay. Feeling good about this place. Okay. Stupid desert. Just don't like the desert. Let's head east because that is like just to kind of get this chunk of the world figured out. I have no idea how much of this map we are going to ultimately cover. But so that was next morning. We see the little goat. We just kind of wave and we continue on our morning. Let's move the calendar. We're on to day 6. Not too shabby. We're feeling a little healthier, a little heartier. And let's see what else we got here. Reset, manage, cutscene, determine terrain. We know how this works. Okay, 3. More mountains. Man, we love these mountains. So that kind of makes sense, though, that the mountains are here. All right. So we got some more mountains. We're right here. We know the drill. Roll 2d6. That's a 4. What does that mean? I feel like that's lower than the ruins or what we typically get. So let's see what we find here. The mountains on the roll of a 4. Discover a village. Yay! A little mountain village. It makes sense there's goats around and stuff like that. That would be like kind of a food source or something. So let's find a village. If this would be village number 5, roll for a ruins instead. Okay, it's not. So let us get a village. Oh, this is exciting. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So unlike other things where we roll for it, we just start at village 1, which is kind of like the most basic of villages. Then the next village we find will be village 2. And the next one we find is village 3. And they slowly start adding like better items and supplies, I believe. So that's kind of what's happening in this village right here. Villages you stumble upon are smaller than the one you came from. And people are warm and welcoming to folks traveling about. Have a look around and stay a while. Okay, so these are the things that we find at the village. We have a fight club. That doesn't sound good. A local notices how weak you are, thanks, and invites you to an exclusive fight club they claim they're in every village in the area. It costs 5 bits to enter, and then you can train any tech skill as if you were in combat. I don't know what a tech skill is, okay. How to train? Let's find out. Select a tech skill that needs training and spin the required EP to use the tech skill. The weapon required must be on your active body. Okay, I can't do that. So, as we all know, there's only one rule about Fight Club, and it shouldn't be place number 1 you go to. This Fight Club, they got to kind of work on their branding a bit. So beyond the Fight Club, we also have the village shops, and we have the tavern, and we have quests, and that's it. So the shops, there's always someone in each village with interesting items. However, while an unlimited quantity of an item can be bought or sold, the variety of items available to you is limited. Oh no. As you find more villages, you learn to recognize who you can trade with, gaining you access to a wider variety of cool stuff to buy. Okay, so this is like, so in village 1, this is all I can get. In village 2, this is what I can get, and then village 3 and 4, this is what I can get. Great, we can get some food, which I love, and a hunting knife. That's probably what I'm gonna get. There's also a tavern, a warm and inviting atmosphere full of social activities and joy. You can find a free place to sleep by chatting with the barkeep, and you can buy an affordable tavern meal for only 3 bits. Ooh, that gives you 10 health, which I don't really need, and 4 energy. I think I'm just... Sleeping on a village tile heals you 5 health and 4 energy. That's great. That's going to put me back to max health and almost max energy. Okay, that mountain lion attack is kind of behind me. There's also quests. You can find 1 quest in order from 1 to 4. See page 40 for details. Let's see what my quest is, and then I'll go shopping. So you can find a quest in order from 1 to 4. Okay, so let's look for some quests. On page 40 it says, quests are small tasks from villagers who don't often venture into the wilderness. They ask you for help in exchange for rare and interesting items. Okay, quest 1, the family cave. My grandmother hid her jewelry box about 1 tile northeast of here in the mountains. So northeast of us is more mountains. That makes sense. Ooh, hang on. We can't go any further northeast. So I'm going to just call it north, I guess. Probably in a cave where she met my grandpa. Like you do. These were troubling times. People, after like Tinder shut down, it's like you just had to just go into caves and just find people. Can you see if it's still out there? Mark your map with a 1 in mountain terrain. When you visit that tile, return here during step J. Okay. So I do have that quest. Good to know. I will update the map. Okay, so we have another mountain. Right here. I'm just going to put a 1 on it. Just to remind us that it is quest 1. I'm probably headed there next. We're right here. Let's get a little village icon. I mean, I could do a little house, but I feel like a hut is almost kind of cuter. And I'm going to put a 1 just to mark that it is the first village. So we are currently right here, but we do have a quest up here. Finding someone's, was it a jewelry box in a cave? I don't know. People do weird things. And let's buy some stuff. I have 10 bits, thankfully, which I stole from the church. All right, let's see what we got here. So I'm just leaving a little note that meal bars give you 2 health and 1 energy, while fruit gives you 1 health and 2 energy. And honestly, I could use fruit more than I could use energy bars at the moment, and fruit is cheaper. So I'm going to do that. So I have 10. Hunting knife is 4, which leaves me with 6. I'm going to buy 3. Because I'll be right back down here after I hopefully go do this quest, and I'm sure nothing will go wrong in the cave. And I'll come back here and I'll maybe buy more fruit if I need it. So here we go. So that puts us up to 4, and then we're getting a hunting knife. Let's check out that hunting knife. A small and rusty blade, usually used to kill things. Sounds perfect. It's a rectangle, and it does 4 attack. Great. So I have my solar taser in one hand and my hunting knife in another. So I'm updating my base attack here just to mark down for round 1 with my taser, I do plus 9 points of damage. And then after that, I do 4 points of damage on top of my base of 1. So let's finish up this day, go see what's in this cave, probably then head back to town if I'm still alive, and we'll call that a session. Let's see what we got. Going to eat my fruit. 3, that gives me 16, and that gives me 16. Great. So normally we get 3 health and 2 energy when we sleep, but we are in a village where we get 5 health and 4 energy, which brings us back up to completely full. Hallelujah, I love it. Let's go do a quest. All right, it's morning and I'm feeling pretty good. There's no enemy to fight. Mark the calendar. We are on, all right, it's been a week. Still haven't killed a god. Who knew it would take so long? So it said to return to the quest after step J, which makes me think, even though it is kind of a new tile for us, we've never been there, but we already know the terrain. We know that it's a mountain, so we actually instead go to the old tile, which is experience event. And since there is a quest there, which is what the number 1 means, we go straight to that quest. So all we have to do is we walk in the mountains, we knew it was mountains, and we're looking for this cave. So let's see what trouble we get into in the cave. You hike up a trail that wraps around a small mountain. As you get close to the top, you spot a cave entrance. You investigate and find a cave full of knickknacks like dirty blankets and soda cans from 50 years ago. You spot a polished wood box sticking out a pile of rocks and leaves. Gain the jewelry box. Okay, I can see something down beneath it that doesn't look happy. You open it up to find a lifetime's worth of jewelry, gold rings, and pearl necklaces. You close the box, stuff it in your bag, and turn around to leave. However, a large growler bear has just returned home, and it is not happy to see you in its cave. This is a growler bear. This sucks. So, it can do up to 9 points of damage. Oh boy, I still need a 5 or 6 to escape. Has 15 health. So let's see how many rounds this would take to beat it. I can hit it for 10, which would take it down to 5. Oh, it has a defense. I was supposed to say, that seems too easy. So I do 10, that'd knock it down to 8. Then I do another round of 5 minus 2, would be 3. So it's at 11. Then I do another 3, 1, 2, 3, which put out 14. It would take me 4 rounds to kill this thing. However, we have learned as well that running away sometimes doesn't bode too well. Boy, what do I do? 4 rounds. Let's see what it averages. Its average is, it's got a 2, a 6, and a 9. So let's just say 6. So 6 points of damage. I'm going to block 4 of it. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I'll take 8 points of damage. Do I try to kill this growler bear? If I beat it, I get a strongbow. That's a cider. That sounds delicious. I I think I go for it and just hope for the best. Eek! Just because I did, let's double check running away, because running away wasn't super fun and it's not guaranteed. First off, I lose 2 energy, which I have a lot of energy, and then I have to roll 1d6. I have a 1 in 3 chance of succeeding, and even if I succeed, I don't get to sleep or eat, so I have a 1 in 3 chance. If I fail, it gets a +1 attack on its next turn, or I can't escape the following turn. That's what happens. So that is a 66% chance that it's going to hit me for more damage in the next round, or I can't even try to escape next round, which means I'd have to attack. I think it makes more sense for me to fight this thing. Thank goodness I got that hunting knife. Gonna get some health points for it. Boink! Taser's charged, and here we go. And it goes first. I forgot about that part. This is where we hope for really, really low rolls, because if it rolls a 5 or a 6, I'm going to take 5 points of damage. I can go through 4 rounds of that. So I'm walking in, and it's just this bear, all of a sudden, like, the little bit of sun filtering in through the cave entrance, all of a sudden gets blotted out, and I just see this monstrous growler bear, which I guess is a grizzly and a polar bear. And I think polar bears are one of the few creatures on Earth that will just hunt humans. So this thing's probably not pleasant. And it's blocking my exit, so I know I can't flee. I have to attack. There we go. Off to the start I expected. So I'm like, I got my taser. I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And the thing just, it just launches both claws into me. And I think my shield's going to hold up, and it just does it. This thing's too big, and the brunt force of it just knocks me back against the wall. So I got hit for 9. I block 4, which gives me 5 points of damage. Ouchies. But then since it is up against me, I'm pinned against the wall. I quickly zap with my little taser. We've already discussed that the taser does 10 points of damage, but it has a defense of 2. So it does 8 points of damage. It is down to 7. It's halfway dead. So like you could see this, it just shows its belly to me, because it's like it's looming up on its hind legs as it's attacking me. And I just hit it right in the gut with my taser. And it just singes its fur, and it kind of howls out in pain. And then it's going to try to attack me again. That is so much better. I block it. Maybe it just kind of like stumbled back, and now it's back on all fours, and it just does a swipe, and I'm able to just get my shield up. It still kind of knocks me back a little bit just because of how heavy the bear is, but I get a good block in. My pulse shield. I don't know if it's like an actual material shield or if it's like a pulse energy or something like that, but it doesn't matter because I blocked it. And then I pull out my hunting knife, and I do a little stabby. And again, we don't roll for this. We just do the straight up damage, which is 5 minus 2. So 3 points of damage, knocks it down to 4. Okay. Now the bear is, and maybe I just get it kind of slashed at me, and I just do real quick cut right across its eye. And it is angry, but it is also pretty scared. And let's see if that affected it all. Yeah, it realized it is fighting for its domain of soda cans and knickknacks. So it did roll a 3 or 4, which is 6 points of damage. Again, I block 4 of that, so I only take 2. So now I'm feeling a little cocky. And if you do know my streams, hubris is a word I use frequently. And again, my character's got a little bit of hubris going. He's feeling kind of good. My unnamed character, I just realized he doesn't have a name. I got to think of that. But here we go. So I took those 2 points of damage. Again, I stick him again right in the neck. And I yank it back out. Blood splatters up against the cave wall. And it knows its time is coming. And it does one final lunge attack. And its full weight gets on top of me. And as it's like biting, and now it finally sinks its teeth into me. And it is just biting, like right here at my shoulder and my arm. I actually have to switch my hands to get my knife into my other hand to just and quickly stab it. But it did do a substantial amount of damage in that last one. I took another 5 points of damage, which dropped me down to 8. But again, I do finally finish it off. Okay, I did better than I thought I would. Not super fun though, but I did better than I thought it would. Special reward, a strongbow. I'm just reading this because I want to make sure that I actually got the reward, because this is making me question a little bit. The more filled in squares, the harder the enemy. After combat, when you roll for rewards, oh, butts, I gotta roll for it. X d6, where X is the number of filled in squares. So I'd roll 3d6. Okay. After combat, roll a d6 for every filled in square on the enemy's stat block. Oh, that's right. I forgot about this. This is fun. So how this works is, this is a little, this is a fun little, little micro game that we get to do. So I'm going to roll 3d6, and this is a really great example. So let's check out this example. So let's say I rolled a 3, a 4, and a 6. We would consult this chart, and we can divide it up whatever way we want in regards to what we get. So we could turn that 3 and a 4 into a 7, which would give us money. And then we could just use that 6, which would give us meal bars. Or we could just take the 3, which would give us fruit. We could take the 4, which would give us more fruit. And then the 6, which would give us meal bars. Or we can add all of them up, and which would get us so we could add the 3, the 4, and the 6 together, which would give us 13. And then that would give us a general stash. If we get 11 or 12, which is what we want, that is the special reward. That is what we want. That's how we get the strong bow. Okay, that's fun. So let's, I forgot there's that little puzzle element to it. So let's see exactly how this works. So let's make sure we actually got this bow. I think I want it though. 1, 2, 3. I didn't, because that is a crap roll. That sucks. Ah, so happy there for a second. The ones do me absolutely nothing, because I only get it if I was fought a robot. Which kind of stinks, because it's in that cave. You'd think in that cave I would have gotten, because there's a bunch of spare parts and stuff in there. This is my first really disappointing crap roll of the game. But I did get, I'm going to just total those up. The 3, the 1, and the 1. That will give me, yeah, that's what I'm going to have to do. That'll give me 3 meal bars. Boo. They're probably plum or something, and the bear just didn't want to eat plum meal bars. It's probably those really weird pressed fruit things that taste kind of like fruit roll-ups, but denser. All right, that's what happens. Easy come, easy go. I was excited about that. Gosh darn it. 3 more meal bars. I guess that saves me having to buy them in town. Bye, Strongbow. I was so excited about you. We know the drill here. We know the cycle. It is now dusk. We are going to eat some fruit. And then we are going to sleep. That will be 3 health. It is dawn. We are on day 8. So, all right. This will be our last day for this session. But we made it up to week 1. Like I said, I guess when we hit 66, that's just it. So there may be a few episodes of this. Great. I'm having a great time. So let's keep moving. We went to an old tile. It is a village. So we just experienced the village. Maybe we can see our little goat friend. It's oh, our little goat friend. We just give it a little wave. Skipper. That's his name. Skipper the goat. And we are back at the village. We returned this jewelry box, whatever that dude was doing in the cave with it. And we got 30 coins for that. That is fantastic. So we have 33 bits after returning that jewelry box. Successful quest. All right, well, let's check out this village and just see what I'm doing with the rest of my day. I'm still honestly a little confused on the tech skills. Because I see right here, it says it costs 5 to enter and you can train in any tech skill as if you were in combat. I don't know. I don't know what tech skills are yet. So I guess I'm not doing that. Oh, here it is. Here's a tech skill. Dodge and strike. So that is a tech skill I can get. Finally. Yeah, so let's get this tech skill. I have no idea what it means. So I think I have to do Fight Club for it. So it's going to cost me 5 bits. Okay, that's fine. I've got that. I'll take that, please, sir. Dodge and strike. I will happily take that. Okay. Merp. Dodge and strike. I have it. Yay. What does that mean? Okay, tech skills. Tech skills require leveling up in order to use more effectively. When you learn a tech skill, it starts at level 1. Okay, let's just move this to level 1. Check. A tech skill attack is only successful if you roll a number that is lower or matches that tech skill's current level. Every successful tech skill attack will level up that skill. So every time I hit with it, it levels up. Okay. Once a tech skill reaches level 6, you no longer have to roll to attack with it. It always succeeds. Okay. So dodge and strike costs 2 energy, but it gives me +2 attack when I'm using a melee weapon. So I would spend 2 energy to basically get a +2 to my attack. So I'm at Fight Club, so I don't need to train right now, but I may as well because I want to bump this thing up. So when I actually use it in combat, I'm more prone to actually use my dodge and strike, because when I try to use it, I could fail and like I stumble over myself. Training it, this is a way where I don't have to roll for it. It becomes an automatic success, but this just costs money in town. I did already pay the 5 whatever to do this. It costs 5 to enter. You can train any tech skill. Great. Select a tech skill that needs training. Spin the EP, so that's 2. Roll the dice you have access to, successfully leveling up the skill if you roll equal or above. So I'm going to level this one. Okay, I'll take that. Great, I leveled it up to level 2. Hooray! Your attack doesn't damage anyone. Well, that's nice. I don't want to kill a town full. Success or fail, after your attempt, your sparring partner gets a turn. Roll a d6. All right, they're going to like punch me in the face. 5. If you rolled an even number, nothing happens. Here comes the face punch. If you rolled an odd number, your partner lands a hit and deals X hit points damage to you, which was 5. If your HP would hit 0 instead of taking damage, you are kicked out of the club and cannot return to Fight Club in this village ever again, because we probably told someone about it. But I took 5 points of damage. I'm assuming I still have my shield, so I only took 1 point of damage. If you haven't been kicked out, you may continue to train. After 4 successful levels up, you're asked to leave for bullying other members. Okay, that's fine. I think I'm going to level up again. It's going to cost me 5. Am I getting greedy? I don't know. I want to roll a 2 or above. Yay! I leveled up. Roll another d6. I really would like this to be even. He did a point of damage. I block it with my shield. I'm assuming I get to block it with my shield. Okay. So I am level 3. Now I'm like, do I keep going? Let's see what I can get at the store. I have meal bars. I've got fruit. I may want a couple more. I'm going to buy like 2 more fruit. Just because I started off starving. I'm a little nervous about that. So I bought a couple more. Got a banana. I got a banana and a nectarine. And do I want the small bow? What does it do? A small bow, a wooden toy of death. Cute. +3 attack. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna get it. I don't quite know why, but I'm assuming at some point something will say if you have a ranged weapon, you can do this. So it's probably just helpful to have. But unfortunately, the small bow, the iconography is the same as my hunting knife and as my taser. So the last thing I really need to get is some arrows. I'll get a batch of 10 arrows, I guess. That only costs 2. Get me some arrows. There's a convenient little arrow slot right up here for me. Boink. And I'm going to go ahead and... No, I'll wait. I will wait for healing. And I'm going to do Fight Club one more time. Right? Like, I would love for this to work. And it says after how many successful? After 4 successful level ups. So once I get to 5, they won't let me do it anymore because I start bullying other people. Okay, so this is maybe a little bit trickier here. This is where mathematically it gets a little dicey, no pun intended, if I succeed on this or not. Come on. Yes, very good. I'm up to level 4. So that happened. And then I am going to sleep. I'm not using the tavern. I'm just going to sleep on the village tile. That will give me 5 health. That bumps me up to 17. Whoops, I did things a little bit out of order. That puts me at 20. I'm going to eat... I'll eat some fruit because it's cheaper. That only gives me 1 health, but that bumps me up to 18 health. And that is a pretty darn successful session. Feeling pretty good. We've done over a week now. No gods are dead yet, but nonetheless, I've done some questing. I killed a bear. I joined Fight Club, and I'm kind of like Tyler Durden level almost there. So again, this is Miru by Hinokodu. I hope I'm close to pronouncing your name properly. If not, I am so very sorry. You are a great designer. This is a great game. I love the aesthetic look of this game. And also, I do want to iterate. This is like $5 on itch. This, what I really appreciate about this game is 1, it's a great game. 2, Usually you lose value in a game for the aesthetic look of a game. If it's just like, if it's a cheap game, it usually kind of looks kind of cheap, but this game has a great presentation and is just a great game. I'm really loving where this is going. I'm really, really enjoying this. So thank you so much for creating this game. And especially whoever you are who's watching this, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, subscribe to my YouTube channel, blah, 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 self-promotion. But also, more importantly, my Discord channel is linked down here at the bottom. Join that. That is where I talk about what games I should play next and what games I should stream next, because I do like to stream games a lot, and I have a really great group of people that play along with me. They make all the decisions, they roll all the dice, and I just kind of narrate, and that's a great way to play these little solo RPGs with a group of people all around the world, and it's been really fun and really rewarding. I'm not streaming, actually I am. I've got a few streams coming up, and my theater schedule is slowing me down a little bit until my show opens. My schedule's kind of crazy. But nonetheless, thank you so very much for watching this. And time for my catchphrase. Until next time, stay dorky, my friends.